Okay, guys, so let's start with chapter 1, information security, chapter 1. In this chapter, we have mainly 5 agenda items, 5 main things to discuss, starting with the definition of security. Definition of security. And then we will discuss, I'll just motivate the question, why do we need security? We'll discuss that. Secondly, the second agenda item will discuss some recent security breaches. And thirdly, we'll discuss the parameters of security. So the parameters that we have to satisfy in order to achieve optimal security. The third thing that we will be discussing is the domains of an typical IT infrastructure. So before we plan security or before we deploy security, we need to understand the complete hierarchy or the complete infrastructure of a typical IT company. And the last, we'll discuss the types of attackers, or you can say threat actors. So we'll discuss different types of attackers or hackers. I will mainly differentiate between different types of hackers, in fact. We'll also discuss some steps involved in a cyber attack. We'll also discuss that as well. So these are the 5 main agenda items that we're going to discuss in this chapter. And in our today's talk, we will be talking about definition of security and why do we need security. We'll discuss some recent security breaches, and we'll discuss the parameters of security. I'll give you the definition of parameters of security, and then we will discuss those parameters in our next lecture. So let's start with firstly, why do we need security, definition of information security and all. So before we start before we start discussion about the need of security, firstly, let's differentiate between information, because the course is about information security, information versus data. So first of all, we need to clear about the difference. So we are here to protect information, and automatically data will get secured if we secure information. So data is nothing. Data is basically unprocessed facts, or you can say a data is something which is not organized. If you organize the data, it becomes information. So information is basically organized form of the data, or you can say processed form of the data that which is basically something like meaningful. That is basically what information is. So in corporate, we use a term which is called information system, and that's basically what we are securing here. Information system is basically what we need to secure. Information system is basically like it involves everything that actually make an organizational run or functional. For smooth functioning of organization, we need people, procedures, hardware, software, everything that make an organizational functional is called information system. And technically speaking, it's basically computers and all that. So information system is basically collection of people, procedures, policies, HW hardware, HW stands for hardware, software, etc., that work together for smooth functioning of an organization. That is called information system. The most important component of information system is computer. So computer is the most fundamental block, or you can say the most important component of any information system. And typically we use computer for processing. We use computer for storage, or we use computer for communication. So these are the typical usage or applications of computer. These are the things that we use for data processing, storing of the data, communicating, and all that stuff. Now, the thing is, after the integration of artificial intelligence, just see there are now many applications in which we use computer. And just imagine, we cannot even run a gas station without a computer. We need to maintain our inventory of the gas station. Okay, so with the artificial intelligence, like where we have applications like blockchains, we have applications like ERP, enterprise resource planning, we have some other application like supply chain management system, etc., etc., etc. Everything where we use the for all these applications we use computers. So integration of artificial intelligence has taken computer to the next level. And all these applications, artificial intelligence applications, are basically cloud services, cloud-based. So we use cloud-based applications. So whenever we are working with the cloud, the most important thing is internet. Okay, so internet is basically the most important component. So let me just make it more simple to understand. So in information system, the most important thing is computer, and for efficient utilization of computer, we need internet. Now here comes the problem. Why do we need security? If you don't connect your computer with internet, there's no problem at all. Like, you don't have to worry about it. You're good. But if once you connect your computer with internet, internet is a public network. A public network. So everybody has access to internet. Let's say, just imagine, let's say this is your computer. Once you connect your computer with internet, internet is a public network. You cannot stop people from accessing internet. So just imagine, other people like bad hackers, they can also access your computer. Like, we have to implant firewalls and all that stuff. Otherwise, we are exposed to bad people as well whenever you're connected with internet. So internet is open or public network, which is accessible to even hackers, bad people, good people, everybody. Everybody has access to internet. So whenever you are connected with internet, you have to be really careful. Like, we need to use antiviruses, firewalls to avoid the bad people from getting to our network and our computers, etc. Let me just give you a basic idea about internet, how internet, and what is basically internet, how it actually it was invented. So if you see, internet is basically like, to understand internet, how big internet is, you need to understand the basic term which is called intranet, or you can call it local area network. So what is local area network? So local area network is basically if you connect multiple computers, okay, within a same geographical area, like within your building, like at your home, you guys have a local area network where you have plenty of devices, cell phones, you have computers, laptop, tablets. All these are basically connected with each other through this router. So you have an access point or a router, and all these devices are connected with each other through this router and connected with internet through the router. So this is called intranet. Intranet or local area network, a network within one building. Okay. So when you have, let's say, for example, this is our GGC campus at Lawrenceville, and let's say we have another building, for example, at Alpharetta. So let's say we have another building at Alpharetta. So if we have another building at Alpharetta, so again, the same network. And if you connect these two networks by using PSTN, Public Switch Telephone Network, it is called extranet. So what is extranet? Extranet connects two or more intranet. And what is internet? If you connect all extranet across the globe, it is called internet. So let me just come to the definition of internet. So internet is basically network of interconnected computer networks. So network of interconnected computer network is called internet. Just imagine how big internet is. Like, you are connecting all the extranets across the globe. This is how big internet is. Another very confusing term, some people, they actually confuse internet with the web. So please remember, internet is a physical network. Internet is a physical network, while web is basically a logical interface through which we access internet. We access internet. So that's basically the difference. Let me just tell you, like all these servers, everything is basically located over internet. Web is just an interface through which you access that. So nothing is located on the website. Like the website itself is stored on a server, and that server is part of internet. It's a physical thing. Web is a logical interface. It's not a tangible thing. While internet is a tangible thing, all these component wires, everything is located over internet. Okay. Now, another very interesting thing to understand what is internet and web, the difference between internet and web. For example, internet is something like, as I mentioned here, is a physical network of resources, servers, clouds, wires, optical fiber, everything is basically part of it. Now, let me just give you an example, the difference between web and. So for example, you want to turn on your car AC. Let's say this is your car. You want to turn on your car AC. And this air conditioning machine, it has, a compressor and all that kind of stuff. So let's say if I just want to turn on my car AC without pressing this AC button, can I turn on this machine? Can it start cooling my car without pressing this button? It's very hard. Like, I think the mechanical engineer, automobile engineer, they can do that. But for example, if we don't have this interface, that is the interface. So this is basically interface through which we can access this machine. We can control this machine. So AC button is basically interface. Similarly, web is basically interface to access the things stored over internet. Okay, that's basically the main difference. Now the thing is, again, another very interesting point to note down why we need security. Let's say if you see for the web, let's say if there is a website www.xyz.com. So if anybody actually visit this website, let's say this is my website. So you know what? They are logically moving around my server. So they are basically moving around my server. And in my server, I might have some private area where I have some, like for example, in the case of Facebook, they don't want you to access their database. So we have to deploy, because when you type facebook.com, you are logically visiting or moving around their server. So there should be some security protocols or security infrastructure needs to be deployed. Okay. So that's basically why we actually need security, in fact.